Did you know there was a format war in radio broadcasting, and it was more recent than you think? Let's talk about it. In the late 1990s, the rise of satellite radio spurred a reckoning in the terrestrial broadcast industry. They needed to go digital, and fast. Two scrappy companies, Satellite CD Radio and American Mobile Satellite Corporation, won the two licenses offered by the FCC for SDARS, or Satellite Digital Audio Radio Service, in the US at auction in 1997, and began working on their all-digital radio services to be beamed to the entire continent from orbit. Satellite CD Radio was later known as Sirius, and American Mobile Satellite called their product XM. For terrestrial digital broadcasting, two competing standards quickly emerged. One was from a company called USA Digital Radio called IDAB, and the other was from Lucent Technologies, which at the time was the home of Bell Labs, the legendary R&D shop responsible for the transistor, lasers, and the Unix operating system. Both standards worked by adding the digital RF signal on either side of the analog FM signal for compatibility with existing radio receivers. This was called in-band on-channel, or IBOC, even though this new digital signal bleeds over into adjacent channels. That's where the similarities end. Lucent had a superior audio encoding scheme that could allow the digital signal to degrade gracefully as signal reception changed, but IDAB wasted no time falling back to the analog signal. The robust multi-stream encoding came at the expense of data bandwidth, so the Lucent solution was limited in the number of digital subchannels you could have. While IDAB could have more subchannels, its audio quality left something to be desired. In mid-2000, Lucent Digital Radio and USA Digital Radio announced they would merge, bringing an end to the competition and paving the way for the FCC to authorize digital audio broadcasting in the United States. The combined company, Ubiquity Digital, called their newly combined IBOC standard HD Radio, which means neither high definition nor hybrid digital. Some years later, one company that worked with USA Digital Radio before the Lucent merger, Digital Radio Express, launched its own competing digital radio standard called FM Extra. Rather than using separate digital RF signals, FM Extra placed a digital subcarrier inside the existing analog baseband. After stereo broadcasting began in the 1960s, FM radio reached amazing heights in the latter part of the 20th century. Satellite radio threatened that heyday, so terrestrial broadcasting was forced to innovate. In fact, broadcasting in stereo on FM was another fight between competing standards, but that's a story for another day. I'll catch you next time.